Welcome to day 18. Congratulations. You are officially not a beginner. If you finished through the end, you already know how to read, you already know how to mark the support and resistance properly to find the entry. You already know what the readiness of when to look for executions, and then you know how to strike the entry and make money from that. Well, today we're going to talk about how to add more confluences, because yes, you know how to read the market now. Yes, the entry signal is there and you got basically 50% of the job done, which is finding a good support and resistance. Well, now we have to add confluences. And to add confluences, basically, a lot of people use the round psychological levels, which is why we use the horizontal line to just place a line wherever. And then from there, just double tap on that, go to the coordinates. And then this is where the round psychological levels are. It's basically every 500 of the last 3 digits. So right now it's 741. We go to 500 and boom, that's right there. So if I just move my horizontal line to the area of interest that I call an area of interest, and boom, right there, I double click on it and then go to every 500. That's what we're looking for. Well, why is this important? Not really. It really isn't that important. It's nice to have like a psychological level where people tend to like to see, because just like money, you don't like to see if it's like $4.67, 6-7. Like, you know what I mean? You would prefer to see like $9 flat, or like $9.50, or like $9.25, you know? It's just the reason why round psychologicals even exist, because there's a myth going on that that bank zones like to trade around these round psychological level, you know, like these flat zones where it's like 430, you know, just like cleaner number, no decimals really. But honestly, at the end of the day, I would not count this as a strong confluences. This is more like an add-on additional to your confluences. It does help. I'm not saying it doesn't help. It does help if, for example, price comes back to the area of interest and then there's that round psychological level. Then yes, it does add a confluences. It makes us feel in a sense of way, kind of in addition. For example, right now this is 57256. What do? I just erase the 3 digits and add a 5 or add a 0. And as you can see the line right here, neither of these touch the area of interest that I marked. So therefore, there is no round psychological level in this area of interest, and we just take it out. It's not part of the confluences. If it is in the area of interest, then we add it as a confluences, because then it just double supports that our support and resistance is stronger than strong, if that makes sense. So yeah, another confluence that is also really well known to use, I mean, it's not just another, there's like multiple ones, is looking at how price rejects. What do I mean by price rejects? You know how when there's a war going on, and when there's a war going on in the price, we tend to see something like this, and then boom, something like this. What does that mean? It means there's an indecision, that the buyers are pushing it up and the sellers are pushing it down, and then what happens is who wins at the end will determine how it's being rejected. And as you can see, this indicates showing that the sellers want to push down here, but then the buyers are here trying to push it back up, causing this to reject this area, whatever this area is called. So price did not want to go lower and buyers are in it to buy. We call this the rejection. The rejection, yes, because the sellers basically lost that battle and it created that past trading mark, which is a huge wick. And when there's a huge wick, this could be an indication that it could turn over and the buyers can win this war. And in this case, the buyers did win this war, and that's what happened. As you can see, it continued to push up and then it continued to push up. So this is what we call as another confluence for a rejection to go to the upside or downside. We can use that if everything aligns with the trend and everything aligns with the round psychological and area of interest, support and resistance, then this can be added to the confluence. notice how this rejection candlestick is inside. It's inside or touching the area of interest, which can also give us a bonus points if it's going to the directions where we want to buy or sell. Yep. So that's confluence number 2. Confluence number 3, we use the patterns. So there are head and shoulders pattern, there are previous structure patterns. Head and shoulder pattern basically look like this week's trade from the AUD USD. Let me just do that. As you can see, if we look at the 4-hour, what do we see here? We see a head, left head, right shoulder here, and it just broke and then retested. Again, there is a 4-hour wick here. As you can see, I added this to my confluence because there's a wick rejection telling us that, indicating us that the buyers tried to buy, but the sellers clearly pushed it all the way down and then came back up. So there's that indecision, and which could add as a confluence again because it's rejecting this area of interest. And another confluences I added was the pattern, head and shoulders pattern. We already covered that. Head, left head, right shoulder. If you guys don't understand this head and shoulders pattern, go watch my previous video about the head and shoulders pattern, that Alexi's favorite pattern. So yeah, so now we are at 4 confluences. The 5th confluence would be the 50 EMA. So the 50 EMA, as you can see, with the 50 EMA, with the rejection candlestick touching the EMA, that can be a confluence as well, because it's telling us that it's using the EMA as a support, as a resistance right now. As you can see, this is the 50 EMA resistance, and there's the wick rejecting. So price tried to go all the way up, but then the sellers are there to push it all the way down and touching the EMA, causing this to be a reaction point, a rejection point, and that can be the 5th confluence. You see how these confluences are adding up? And it just so happened that AUD USD is an A setup. I'm gonna teach you guys how to grade your setups in the next video tomorrow, but today we're just talking about the confluences. So let's review. We have the round psychological, we have the EMA, we have the rejection candlestick, we have the patterns. Patterns are head and shoulders, previous structure, evening star formation. If you want me to go over these patterns, I can make a video on that, but I'm assuming that you guys know. But if not, let me know. I can do some more in-depth videos about covering patterns. So yeah, there's a lot of patterns. There's like flag patterns, there's previous structure patterns, triple tops, double tops. There's too many patterns. So it's best to just stick to 2. Like maybe 3 max patterns that you really like, and just stick to it. Some people like head and shoulders, some people like double top, some people like evening star formation. So whatever they call it, at the end of the day, it's just reading. This is reading price action. It's just basically like a thesis statement. It's like you really like this thesis, and every time when you see this thesis statement, it gives you that conclusion that you're looking for. So that's basically reading the language of candlesticks right now. So yeah, these are the 4 or 5 confluences that I would add to my tradings to, add more confluences and more biasness towards the trend. Because yes, having the area of interest, having 2 time frames in sync, having the entry signal is important, but just having those will just make this setup maybe like a max D setup, a D, like I said, because it's all only just 50% or 60%, which is a D. If you have all those time frames in sync, the area of interest, like max is probably a D setup. You still have to have some sort of pattern rejection telling you that it's rejecting, some sort of EMA, some sort of round psychological. Yes, it's not important, but it's just a pet peeve that it really does add confidence to that trade. It really just adds that extra confirmation, because when you're risking your extra hard-earned money, the last thing you want to do is see that lose, see that all go down to drain, and we don't want that. So that's why we want extra confirmation. It's just like, if I can give you guys an analogy, like for example, business, right? You can't just double down on buying the supplies, the best sellers, when you don't know the patterns yet. Like 50% is buying like the fresh supplies, the supplies that you need, the most common supplies, like that's like 50% of the work in the business. The other like 70%, making it an A+ seller, is that you have to try it, right? You have to go through trial and error to then finally understand that, okay, customers like this supply, customer like that supply, so then I will add this small little detail to it so then it sells more, right? So that's exactly what we're doing here. We know that finding the area of interest, finding the zones, entry signal, those are 50%. And then from there, we try and error, and then we figure out what patterns we like, round psychological, EMA, which one works, which one doesn't. And it just so happened that the head and shoulders pattern has been working really strong for me. So that's why whenever I see a head and shoulders pattern, I respect this pattern more than the double top, more than the previous structure, and more above all else, right? Because it has worked probably like, I would say 70% of the times that head and shoulders really worked for me. So yeah, this is why you come to that conclusion and you know your best seller, and then you push it out and you double down on it, and which is why these confluences slowly will add up. Man, my analogy needs some work, but I hope that kind of gave you guys a visual representation. I mean, not really a visual representation, like an imaginary representation of what I'm trying to think of, but I'll try to work on my analogies more. And yeah, that's the videos for today. It's Confluences. I bounce.